So Flatsite, the title is "How Can a Domainer Like You Benefit from Flatsite?" So, I mean, there's a lot, and I'm really interested in this because I'm all on WordPress and everything, and I'm trying to figure out how to connect everything. So, as a domainer like you, we know that you need to invest a lot of time managing all your domains. I can feel that pain. You're going to hear how the Flatsite tools can boost user experience and help you achieve your desired goals. And right here with us, and I see him in the back green room there, Mikhail Grautenhaus, Chief Operating Officer of Flatsite.com. Let's give him a warm welcome. Come on up to the screen. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How's everything going for you, Peter?
Oh, fantastic. That was a fun last session, I got to say.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know, and I'm really interested because in what you have going on here, because I really need to figure out how to get everything's tied together in WordPress. So I'm going to let you ride with this. All right.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Is my screen shared? Yeah, I see it's shared, right? Awesome. So let me start. Basically, I'm here to show all the domain investors how they can benefit from Flatsite easily and how they can generate more revenue from the current domain portfolio. So let's go. And before we start, I will explain you a little bit about myself for the people that don't know me yet. This is right now my second NamesCon. And a little bit of history is that I started with online startups and fill-ups since 2005. And in 2015, I met a group of domain investors that became close friends, and they learned me the value of a good domain name, a good .com or a good TLD or regional domain name. And in 2016, I created with a group of friends, we bought the domain name computer.nl, and we were rebuilding pages out of archive.org, and we were basically linking and redirecting some high authority websites. And we basically launched computer.nl as an online store. And the first month we reached 200K worth of orders. And this month I sold the domain name for more than double the amount I bought the domain name. So this is my little story, and I did this all next to my job at Zonat or Flatsite, where we have a bunch of hosting businesses, and of course a cool static site generator where I will be telling more about you. So just a little breakdown from the last session we had for the people that were not here, the last NamesCon. I was always looking for a useful tool which I can develop domains easily, of course, and that's why I'm really excited to work for Flatsite. And we really created this product with a domain investor in mind, meaning that we make sure you can generate a static, high-speed website. And static sites are super secure. You can manage all your websites in one single dashboard. And we also make sure that your sites are maintenance-free. And in my next slide, I have a short video of 1 minute where I basically explain you now what I'm basically saying with some cool audio. And let me share it.
Sign up at Flatsite.com and see how easy you can begin. With Flatsite, you can convert any WordPress site into a static HTML site, resulting in ultra-fast page load speeds and secured like Fort Knox. All you need to do for setup is create your users, connect Flatsite to any FTP or SFTP, and install WordPress on the instance. Flatsite allows you to build and easily maintain even more websites with less work, and you save tons on hosting. And don't worry, with Flatsite, you can still use most of your WordPress themes, plugins, and tools. We've made many integrations with all of the top plugin creators. It gives the browser only what it needs: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, instead of access to the WordPress login page and database. This creates tougher security, eliminating WordPress vulnerabilities and the chances of WordPress sites getting hacked with no maintenance or update issues. Flatsite makes web development and management seem like a piece of cake. Join us at Flatsite.com today.
So, small introduction about Flatsite for the people that are not on Flatsite yet. But the last time we went on NamesCon, we got a lot of new signups, and of course, we hope this year that also more domainers will join us in the program. So, I believe most of the domain investors, they are pretty much only using parking pages as their extra source of income, and maybe this nice page will look familiar for you. And I mean, this might give you a few extra bucks per month, and this is really okay if your business model is just to cover for a domain renewal fee. But if you really want to generate more income, you need to know that people are using Google the most, and we all know that parked pages, they don't get indexed by Google. That means that you will only have type-in traffic that will actually get to your website. And I know this was a model in the past. I mean, if people were looking for a car, they would go to car.com, but nowadays they are basically using Google and say, I want to buy a car or get me a cheap car. So in the end, that means that you will miss a lot of potential traffic to your website. So let me, basically, let me explain you the advantages if you use Flatsite in developing or to shift from type-in traffic to index traffic. So basically, one of the big advantages is that you can generate a lot of extra income. You can, sign up with a cool affiliate program or some pay-per-click advertisement. And if you are developing your domain name into a real page, you can at least generate some extra revenue. You will also boost your domain value. What I mean with this is that you will also increase SEO value on your domain. And that means that you're not only selling a cool.com domain, for instance, but you can also sell the SEO value behind the domain, meaning that your audience will be much wider to sell to. Of course, you can then sell your domain for a higher price. The other thing is you can sell it as an online brand, meaning that in the past you would sell your domain name on Dan.com, GoDaddy, Sido, and I mean you can still sell your domains there. But now, this if you have even a small website, you can then put it on Flippa, IndieMaker.co, and many other marketplaces. So you are really getting a wider attention on your. You can attack different markets basically. So not only domain names, but also the complete brand you can sell or the website. And instead of the old model where you would basically, I would not say open the phone book and search for prospects, but at least in the past you would even list your domain, or you would reach out to potential clients, to buy your domain name. Now people will find you at Google. So potential customers for your domain name will now find your domain name, instead of you needing to reach out to your potential clients or buyers. And of course, you save some money. What I mean with saving money is that you would at least generate more revenue, and this will at least, cover some cost of domain renewals if you have a large portfolio. So when you look into a solution of developing your domains, you can see different ways of developing your domains. And this can be done by web development companies, or you can get somebody on Fiverr. There are even mass domain development companies that are specialized in mass domain development, basically. But they all share one single problem, and that's basically maintenance. I mean, if you get somebody from Fiverr or any generic company, often they would build something on WordPress, and WordPress is often maintenance. So with Flatsite, you can basically just build the website and you can forget about the website. It's pretty much similar as domain parking. So to break it all down, how Flatsite works, for the people that don't know it yet, it allows you to create a WordPress in a secure environment. And once you're done with creating your website, you can then export this into flat HTML. And your site is still locally. And once you are ready and showing the world your website, you can then export your website into Git. And you can then deploy this to any WordPress server you want, or we can also host it for you, and you can go static. So it's pretty easy to create static websites out of any WordPress website. One of our clients is a luxury cars website, and basically their issue was that they had a page speed of 65 before they were moving the websites into Flatsite. After moving into Flatsite, of course, because they are using a static site engine now, the page score went up, and now it has a score of 95%. And it took the client roughly a day to develop the website into Flatsite. So now I'm going to share you a very fast way on how to develop your domains in Flatsite, like our client did. And it's pretty easy. You will step one is basically, if you have a lot of domain names, hire a developer. Get one from Fiverr, from Fiverr.com, for instance. There are some good developers that are basically rebuilding old pages out of archive.org for $30. Fun thing here is that if you are rebuilding an old page from archive.org, like what I did with computer.nl, you're basically telling Google that this page has history. Now the page is back online, and Google then sees like, hey, this page is already there for a long time and they're back active. This should be trustworthy. So you get some kind of trust factor, and it will basically start ranking pretty soon. Let the developer develop the site into Flatsite, push it live, and then forget about the website, and you can go to your next project. Really cool feature here is that if you have different projects within Flatsite, you can create different admin roles. So, and you can also assign different groups to it, meaning that you can basically work in parallel on different projects. And you can also say that maybe one of the site admins can only, maybe change content, but not push it to a live website if you want to have control over the developer. This is all possible, and there are different tons of user roles. Everything is really made with basically domain investors in mind. Last year, or last time when we did the presentation, a lot of people asked us, okay, I have a big WordPress portfolio. How can I move over my existing portfolio into Flatsite? Because I don't like the whole maintenance thing. I don't like that my database can be exploited, etc. There are different ways of doing that. The first way is to transfer WordPress with a migration tool, and you can get any migration. You can use basically any migration tool that is for free as well at the WordPress plugin directory. Flatsite is basically working with all the WordPress plugins. Or you can also ask a support team to do it. Roughly, we charge you $10 per website. If you have a big portfolio, we can definitely create a special price for you. Just visit us at the booth. And I mean, this is where NamesCon is for, to make nice deals and to get some extra benefits out of that, of course.